Welcome to Tennessee Mornings, presented by Loden Vision Centers.
Still to come in the second hour of Tennessee Mornings, see what the Nashville Convention and Visitors Bureau has cooked up to bring people to Music City.
And tough economic times have some people looking for ways to make some extra money. Stay tuned for tips on starting your own business.
8:23, and it is a tough time in the economy right now. Many of you may have been laid off, and you may be thinking it could be a good time to start a small business.
You know, it could. Some would-be entrepreneurs in Nashville took time out last night for some free advice at a bloblive event at Belmont. Ami Kassar, Chief Innovation Officer of Advanta, one of the nation's largest issuers of credit cards to small businesses, joins us now to explain and give us some small business survival tips. So the first question, Ami, is this really a good time to start a small business, to follow that passion, that thing you've always wanted to do?
You know, some of the greatest businesses in America have started in tough economic times. Disney started in the 1920s. GE started in tough times. HP started in tough times. And so you can do it. It's not easy, and you have to have commitment and perseverance. But there are ways, and you have to really just have that passion, and it is possible.
So if this is something people might have in the back of their head, they're thinking, I'm not finding the job that I want, maybe I should take the step out there. What are some things that they really need to know? Because this is a big step, probably even bigger now that the economy is so low.
It is a big step, and it's not easy, and one of the hard things is that people feel alone.
Right.
And there are resources and things that they can do out there. They can go to there are groups called SCORE, the Society of Retired Executives, that mentor aspiring entrepreneurs. We have a website called ideablob.com, which is a great community where folks can come in and share an idea and get up to a dozen pieces of advice.
And this is all free?
All free.
That's fantastic.
So there are things that you can do, and there's support out there. And you have to really focus and think and really get your message down. Also leverage social media. Learn how to build your support group in Facebook or Twitter and MySpace, so you have a platform to spread the word about what you're doing.
So those are more than just putting up fun pictures of last weekend's party. You
actually be the start of a business.
People are using these tools to get the word out about their business.
Very smart.
To build their network, and it's all free.
Now tell us about this bloblive event last night. You came up with this concept, and it was really to bring lots of people with lots of ideas together, and they can all kind of rely on each other. Sort of a virtual focus group, so to speak?
Yeah, we had a blast at bloblive in Belmont last night. We're thrilled to be down here in Nashville. The whole group got together, and it's like an open mic night for sharing ideas. So someone comes up, they share an idea, and then people in the audience give feedback and advice. One way to think about it is, I don't know about you, have you ever had a conversation with a stranger on an airplane?
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it gives you a good idea how to think about your life differently. Well, bloblive is kind of like that on steroids. Because you share your idea, and there's a group of strangers there to give you advice, and not only in the room, but also out there on the internet. Here in this little room in Nashville at Belmont last night, we became the 7th most popular topic on Twitter.
That's pretty impressive.
Because people are out there, they're watching, they're sharing, they're giving feedback and advice really in a helpful way.
Was there one question that kept coming up last night, one thing that seems to really permeate at this time?
It's not so much a question, because it's not people getting up and saying, how do I do a marketing plan, or how do I do this? People give ideas. We had one idea last night. Someone wanted to create a text messaging system so you could text in when you're in an area, you could find out where the cheapest gas was around you.
Pretty smart.
Great idea.
It's a great idea. So people come up and they give an idea, and then people in the audience give them feedback or suggestions about how they might make their idea better or tweak it a little bit to improve it.
And you also had experienced entrepreneurs there to give sound advice, people who've actually been there, done that.
That's correct. There were a lot of experienced entrepreneurs and a lot of people networking. Another beauty of bloblive is you see people trading cards at the end of the night. I could help you, I could help that. It's literally airplane conversations on steroids.
This could be their start.
I love that. Now, we do have some tips if you're getting ready to start a business of your own, if you already have a small business. These are some survival tips. Find good customers and avoid the bad ones. Aren't you just looking for somebody that's going to buy your service?
Well, you are, and especially when you're beginning. But, as you get along a little bit, sometimes in many businesses, the 80-20 rule applies.
Right.
And you can have one bad customer who's a big customer who can really get you in trouble. And you have to be careful about that.
So how do you figure out which ones are good and which ones are bad?
You can run credit reports on them.
Okay.
You can check people, and it's really transparent relationships. Like, you need to have good and healthy relationships with your customers, with your suppliers, and just being honest and your employees, telling people where you are and what's happening. It's really important.
And building good business credit. This is awfully hard right now because it's hard to even get that first loan at this point, right?
It is hard, but you can go to places like D&B and do a business credit application. You can apply for a credit line at places like UPS or Staples, just to start to build your business credit, which will help you in the future.
Even if you have the cash flow and you can do it in cash, you still need to set those up and then just pay them off.
It's good to set them up and just to have a credit, because at some point you might want a loan.
Right. What about the customers that don't pay you on time?
Watch that carefully.
Yeah.
Right. Again, it's that 80-20 rule that applies. And if you feel like a customer's getting into trouble, watch it really carefully.
Is there a legal standpoint to where if you don't let them know in a certain period of time, then it falls back on you?
I think those different laws apply state by state. So
the quicker the better.
The quicker the better.
Okay. Excellent.
What are some tips on managing cash flow?
I like to think about it more like getting down to basics, especially in this economic times. You should have your accounting systems, your Quicken, your QuickBooks, but every day, how much money came in the door and how much money went out the door.
That's
so
good.
you're monitoring it and tracking it and being careful that you're all right.
And you're staying on top of it, which is very important. And also the last tip that you have, tap into those free resources. I know you mentioned a couple of them. Tell us again, SCORE.
SCORE is a great place to get a retired executive who can mentor you. A little pitch for ideablob.com. It's a great place. Free advice, and also you have an opportunity to win a monthly prize of $10,000 on our site.
Hey, that could help.
If your idea gets the most votes. And there are a lot of resources out there. Other sites that aren't free, but you can get services at a fraction of the cost, like 99designs.com. You can get design at a fraction of the cost. So there are things you can do out there to get help in this economy.
The most important thing is you're not alone.
You're not alone.
There. Thanks for coming in.
And it could be time to follow that passion.
Good to see you.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
very much.
Amy. We appreciate it.
Great to meet you.
Thanks.